Hey there fellow travelers, Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're here in El Salvador. And what I want to talk to you about today is the food you'll have when you do come here to El Salvador, because there are some really good things you do want to eat when you are here, and so I want to kind of go through some of those. Probably the most popular thing that you'll hear about from El Salvador are the pupusas. And so what a pupusa is basically two tortillas on top of each other with a filling, okay? Now the tortillas can be from rice flour or cornmeal flour, whichever you prefer. I've heard the rice flour one is quite nice, and so they'll put different stuff inside. Beans, cheese and chicken, cheese and chicharrones, different vegetables in there, some local vegetables in there as well. Really kind of the thing you have to have when you're here. And I've got a bunch of jokes and fun stuff about the pupusas in the shocks video and the don'ts video. But just know, when you do get it, you get like 3 or 4 of them, and usually they're kind of small, about this size. They're circle, and a lot of people think, oh, they're like a taco. You do not eat them like a taco. You take the curtido, which is like shredded cabbage and stuff like that, and you put some salsa on there, then you rip a piece off, pinch it with that, and then eat, okay? They're fantastic, okay? Just try variations of them, just so you can see which one you like the best. Personally, I like the beans ones, Justin like the garlic ones, the boys like the cheese and chicharron one. So you have a lot of variety when you're there, okay? And you'll go to a pupusaria to get it, all right? So there's that. That's probably the most important thing you're gonna have when you come here, okay? And the thing is, some people say, well, they look like a quesadilla. Well, yeah, they kind of look like a quesadilla if you're thinking about Mexican food, but quesadilla here in El Salvador is actually more of a cake, okay? It's like a not cheesecake, but a cake that's got some cheese in it. So just have a heads up for that. It's more of a breakfast kind of cake kind of stuff, okay? Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the staple of Salvadoran food, and that is beans. You have beans breakfast, lunch, and dinner in some way, and you have your little fried tortillas that you might dip into it, or you might have it other ways, but just know you're gonna have a lot of beans. Also, rice also comes into play here quite a bit. If you have it together, you have a casamiento, a marriage, okay, because those two come together. You might have with breakfast with eggs, so it's kind of a thing you're gonna have when you are here. So get ready for rice and beans, okay? Another thing you're going to see a lot when you are here are plantains, bananas kind of stuff. So you might have juice made out of that. You might have a plantain that's actually stuffed with stuff on there. Pretty good. I like the plantain juice. That was really good. But probably what you'll see most are these plantain chips that we slice really thin and then fried. And sometimes people get a bag of them and they'll put some hot sauce in there and eat them from there and stuff like that. So you do have that, all right? Now, some other stuff you want to have, you're looking for bigger meals. Seafood here is fantastic. We had snapper, we've had a lot of other fish when we've been here. Really nice. The prawns or shrimp have been really good as well, so you have that. Lots of variety in the seafood, especially if you're here on the coast. If you're not into the fish, there's tons of chicken and beef dishes you can have when you are here. But if you do get a chance, try the Salvadorian ceviche, which is, like shrimp and shellfish and snapper together, and it cooks in its own lime, like in the lime juice and stuff like that. It's really, really good. So you definitely want to have the ceviche when you're here. Now, some other things you got to think about when you do come. You'll see a lot of food that looks like the food in Mexico. You'll see tamales. They're a little bit different here, but you'll have either corn tamales or you'll have with chicken inside. They're really good. You'll have that. Some other things that I would say that's going to be really big on your menu are fruits. There are tons and tons of fruits here, and you're going to eat, cut up fruit, and it'll be fantastic. You'll have liquidos, which is like fruit and milk mixed together, kind of not a milkshake, but like strawberry milk kind of stuff. That's really good. Or you might just have like a frozen version of a strawberry drink, okay, or a strawberry juice. Imagine it frozen, or just having strawberry juice or papaya or piña, which is pineapple. There's a lot of different fruits they do have when you're here, and some you've never heard of, okay? So jocote, I think is how they say it. I mean, there's all kinds of different things. Mango, actually you might eat little tiny mangoes when you are here. You'll see them kind of pickled in a jar sometimes. We've actually picked them off the trees and eaten them right away, so you have that. So it is kind of a very fruit forward kind of place when you come here. Also, you have a lot of vegetables when you are here, a lot of native vegetables, and like chaya, and you'll have ayote and all kinds of stuff you'll have. And then I think one thing you're going to want to have is you're going to have yuca, okay, cassava. Yuca frita with chicharrones, okay? So fried yuca with some like pork cracklings in there.
So we're eating fried yuca with chicharrones, and this is how you do it. It comes with sort of this slaw, and you put some on your plate, and you put a little hot sauce on top, and scoop. Theoretically, you scoop. It's a really good little snack in the middle of the day.
That's really good. And if you're going to have that, that's like kind of a snack thing, and you're going to grab some drinks when you're there. And probably the biggest drink you're going to know about from El Salvador is the coffee. I mean, It is next level coffee here. I don't drink coffee. Jocelyn doesn't drink coffee, but here she's drinking coffee because it is that good here in El Salvador. So my coffee drinkers, yes, you should start your day off with a good cup of Salvadorian coffee. You will not go wrong, okay? Now, I've already talked about the juices, the jugos you'll have, and the liquidos you'll have, all kinds of different sodas you'll have when you are here. For me, though, there's some local drinks that actually I kind of like quite a bit. One, limonada con hierba, so lemonade with herbs in it. So it might have a little mint, a little basil in there. Oh, it was so good to have. Or you might have chan, and chan is basically, it tastes like someone took like slush puppy syrup, poured it in there, mixed it with some water, and gave it to you. It's really good, but you can tell it's quite sweet. But I think the most important thing you should have is horchata. Because horchata is, I mean, you have a lot of different places. Actually, here I feel it's a little bit sweeter than what you have in Mexico. It's really good. So you're gonna have that. It's like a rice milk and cinnamon together. I mean, it's just a fantastic kind of drink to have when you are here. Another thing you'll see is ensalada, or ensalada de frutas, which isn't a salad. It's actually a drink that's basically take all the fruits you have and cut them up, and then all the juice that leaks out, they make a drink out of that, okay? So you do have that, all right? Now, when you are eating, I said you're gonna see tortillas popping up a lot when you're picking stuff up and things like that. In terms of when you go out to eat, they eat a little bit earlier because the sun goes down, and we're getting closer to the equator, so sun's going down, you know, 6:30, 7, 6, quite a bit. So they eat a little bit earlier, I feel. Like restaurants are closing a bit earlier, you'll see that. So get out earlier. One thing I will say, the prices here can be deceptive because you're gonna see the prices and go, wow, that's so cheap. There must not be a lot of food. No, you get really big portions here for a very small price. So just be ready for that because we learned the hard way that we got way too much food for the price we had. Like, oh, I did not realize that. So do have a heads up for that. Another thing that's very important, you do not drink the tap water here, okay? And the thing is, you'll get purified water all over, but you always want to pay attention because sometimes they might mess up. We got messed up yesterday. We spent the entire night, all three of the four of us, in the bathroom going. So you do not go anywhere near the tap water. Get the bottled water and drink that. Now, when it comes to service, the people are super friendly and they will be great service when you are here. It is a bit slow, so have your patience when you are there. You do tip 10% to your waiters, just so you know that that's part of the deal. So I wish y'all the best and have a great time here in El Salvador.